talk about minesweepers, because this is one of the most underreported dimensions of the Hormuz crisis, and it is genuinely infuriating once you understand what happened. A naval mine is one of the cheapest and most effective weapons ever invented. Iran has an estimated 5,000 to 6,000 of them. They have moored contact mines, the classic ball on a chain type, bottom influence mines that sit on the seabed and detonate from the magnetic or acoustic signature of a passing ship, and more sophisticated non-magnetic variants specifically designed to defeat traditional Western minesweeping equipment. In turn, a minesweeper is basically a purposely built warship. The Avenger class, the US Navy's dedicated mine countermeasures ship, had wooden hulls coated in fiberglass. That wasn't a budgetary decision, that was physics tied to the fact that wooden hulls have almost basically zero acoustic or magnetic signature, which means the magnetic trigger mines they're trying to clear aren't detected while they're being cleared. They use high frequency sonar and tethered remotely operated vehicles to find them, then detonated them with acoustic or electromagnetic triggers. They could basically sail directly into the minefield, and that was the entire point. During the Gulf War in 1991, those ships cleared over 1,000 mines off Kuwait. They were basically old, but battle tested, proven, and years of experience in the Gulf. But here's what happened. In September of 2025, 5 months before Iran started mining the Strait of Hormuz again, the US Navy held a decommissioning ceremony in Bahrain for the last 4 Avenger-class minesweepers in the Middle East. The USS Devastator, the USS Dexterous, the USS Gladiator, the USS Sentry, all gone. 30 years of service, just decommissioned. In January of 2026, they were loaded onto a heavy lift cargo ship and sent to Philadelphia for being disassembled. They sailed out of Bahrain on January 20th, and the war started, as we know, on February 28th. There is a 39-day gap between removing your mine clearing equipment from the theater and starting a war with a country that has 5,000 naval mines. The Navy's original plan was to replace them with littoral combat ships fitted with a mining countermeasure package, because the LCS was always meant to be modular in nature. The MCM module, unmanned systems, stand-up capacity, modern technology, to include a certain degree of stealthiness. The problem is that the replacement was never tested in combat. The first 2 operational installs only happened in 2025, and the LCS has a known operational problem. Basically, it has a metal hull. And metal-hulled ships, well, they're the exact same thing that magnetic mines are supposed to be targeting. So they can't really target magnetic mines with metallic hulls. They can't really sail into the minefield the way an Avenger could. They have to stand off and deploy unmanned vehicles, and the unmanned vehicles have a bandwidth range that's so short that, well, basically the LCS has to move just close to the edge of the minefield anyway, to the point where it can get hit by a mine, just to be in line of sight with its own drones. During a pre-deployment exercise off San Diego, a runaway unmanned vehicle actually drifted towards Mexican territorial waters, and the mothership ultimately couldn't recover it. The Navy's own director of mine countermeasures basically told an international audience 9 months before the war, quote, "It's a troubling system. It is highly complex for what it does, and when it breaks, I'm out of a job. I'm out of a mission." That briefing was obtained by Hunterbrook Media, the Navy's leadership news. And on March 12th, 2 weeks into the war, the US Energy Secretary said on the record, "We are simply not ready. All of our military assets right now are focused on destroying Iran's offensive capabilities. Problem is, you can't bomb your way through a minefield." The 4 remaining Avenger-class ships are in Japan. The Navy says it has no plans to recommission the decommissioned ones because they're basically in Philadelphia being turned into razor blades. Kevin Duska, Primark Inc., Calgary, Alberta.